Hello, everybody. Buddy with Midland, Texas. Interesting story today. I just got a message on my YouTube channel within the last 24 hours. This guy named Jay Hill writes. He says, "Man, I'm in Hobbs and I hear stuff in the attic a lot." And he'd watched a movie I'd made about Hobbs, New Mexico. That's 100 miles from Midland. Hobbs, New Mexico is. It's sitting on the same oil field. It's actually my hometown where I was born and was raised. And I wrote back and I said, "I'm not surprised to hear this, as I've documented homeowners all over the country reporting people in the attic since I was shot with burglar alarms going off in my attic. In fact, I now believe that my home in Hobbs was rigged and had people in the attic while I lived there, except I didn't realize that at the time. Interestingly, that home and the one next to it was built by my former in-laws, Ann and Don Callaway. I suspect they're the ones that rigged them two homes, put a tunnel between them, and had people in the attic. I was also told about another home in Hobbs where people were reported in the attic, and this lady, Heather Odonnell, told me that her former boyfriend, Donnie Cobb, said that he shot somebody in Midland. I wondered if this was the guy that shot me. It's interesting. She told me that. I'm going to show you our conversation. Here's Heather O'Donnell. This is the Facebook messages. It says, "He tried to kill me with drugs." And I'm like, "I believe you." And he says, "I got away and went straight to the hospital. His name is Donnie Cobb." Okay, and I said, "Is this it?" And she says, "Yes, it is." Okay. Was he related to any other Cobbs in Hobbs? And she says, "I don't know, but I do know Ryan Cobb as well. I think this is a sex trafficking ring." And if the reason I mentioned Ryan Cobb to her was because that is the son of Lisa Rogers, and Lisa Rogers told me that I was shot with a .45 handgun. Okay, and that's specific, detailed information. She didn't say a 38 or 22. She damn sure didn't say a shotgun. She knew exactly what I was shot with, and I wondered if her son Ryan Cobb was here. Okay, yes, it is. I think that Cobb's mom name's Lisa Rogers from here. She says, "I've had in my house so many nights. Oh my God, I know Laura Rogers." And she told me that I was shot with a .45 handgun, which is big because that lie was because the lie that I was shot with my own gun when that didn't happen. That was a shotgun. I wondered if her son was here, and that is how he knew that. The evidence has been found showing I was not shot with my gun. When Donnie was drunk, he and his friend shot a guy. That's what she told me. And I'm like, "Really? In Hobbs?" And she says, "No, in Midland." And I'm thinking, is this the guy that shot me in my home, that tried to murder me in my home, cut my phone lines below my home? There's a whole bunch of links to Hobbs for sure. And I went on. I said, "Heather told me that she was hearing people in her attic in her home in Hobbs, New Mexico. I learned these homes were built by the Callaway family, just like my home was." Okay, there's Heather. There's her picture. And I've been hearing things in my attic. So one more mini person. I've documented over 50 other people. This is from my hometown of Hobbs, New Mexico. And I ain't calling her a liar. It's ridiculous to call myself and her and all these other people liars so these dirty cops can help murder people in their home to make their friends rich. That's ridiculous. Heather told me that if something happens to her, she's afraid for her life, rightfully so, that she lived at 2606 Sunset Circle. And so she gave me the address, She says there are a ring of them and they pretty much pass you off as crazy. That's right. If it's a team of people, I can hear them talking next door. If anything happens to me, I live at 2606 East Sunset Circle. And so I go on talking, but there's the address in Hobbs. So that's two homes in Hobbs, New Mexico, where I've been, that I believe people are in the attic. And I got a feeling they're all over the place. There's a lot more I just don't know about. The question has been asked if alleged shooter Donnie Cobb is related to the Hobbs mayor, Samm Cobb. Interestingly, he became mayor right after I survived being shot inside my home with my phone lines cut. Would that explain why the police have tampered with evidence and lied on police reports to cover up this failed premeditated murder attempt? I think that's a fair question. I just went to LinkedIn, found Samm Cobb. He's the mayor of Hobbs, and I wondered if he was related to alleged shooter Donnie Cobb that Heather said had shot somebody in Midland. Okay, so it shows his mayor from March 2012 to present, 11 years 1 month. That was when I print screened it. But keep in mind, March 2012, I just got out of the hospital in February 2012 after surviving a home invasion and premeditated murder attempt. And I say premeditated, they cut my phone lines. They didn't break in my home and cut my phone lines and shoot me by surprise with not planning on killing me. These were cold-blooded killers. And I just wondered if it was Donnie Cobb. It was, somebody that's related to the mayor of my hometown of Hobbs, New Mexico. And then he's also owner of RMS Foods, which is a big corporation where they make vegetarian type meat or whatever over there. And he's in the oil and gas business too, which is real interesting because this whole thing's connected to oil and gas, right? The underground homes in the backyard and all that. But just one more person saying there's people in the attic and it's over in Hobbs, New Mexico. And this time it might lead us to the shooter, aka would-be killer, that broke in my home, cut my phone lines, and shot me. This Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. If only we could find good police.